The unseen battle, fighting the wars within. There's a battle no one talks about. A war that leaves no scars on the skin, yet marks the soul in ways nothing else can. Every man fights it, every morning when he opens his eyes, before his feet even touch the ground. It's the unseen battle, the one between the man he is, and the man he wants to be. He wakes before the sun, in that quiet space where the world is still asleep, and silence feels heavy, almost alive. There's no applause here, no audience, just the weight of his own mind. He sits there, staring at the floor, feeling that familiar war rising, the one that whispers, "You're not enough. You could have done more. You should have been better by now." It's strange how the loudest battles happen in silence. He used to think strength meant conquering others. Now he knows the real fight has always been within. He remembers when his temper ruled him, when a single word could turn peace into chaos. He would lash out, defend his pride like a sword, as if the world owed him respect. But with time, pain taught him something pride never could. That control is not weakness. That silence, sometimes, is the loudest roar. He began to realize, anger doesn't make you strong, it only exposes where you are weak. And calmness, that's where true power lives. It's not about ignoring the fire within, it's about learning to master it. One day, he found himself alone, not lonely, just alone. He had lost people, friends, even love. Not because he didn't care, but because the journey of self-mastery is one few are willing to walk beside you on. That's when he understood what Marcus Aurelius meant when he said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." The obstacles weren't blocking his path, they were shaping him. Every loss was refining his soul, every failure sanding down his ego, every silence teaching him restraint. He started to see the beauty in his solitude, not as emptiness, but as training. A man doesn't become wise by avoiding the storm. He becomes wise by walking through it, eyes open, heart steady. Some nights, he still feels the weight. That ache in the chest that no amount of success can silence. The kind that doesn't come from loss, but from carrying too much. The weight of expectation, responsibility, and the quiet pressure to always be strong. But even in those moments, he remembers. Strength isn't about never breaking. It's about breaking quietly, and rebuilding without complaint. He looks at his reflection and doesn't see perfection anymore. He sees someone in progress, someone who's fought 1,000 invisible wars and keeps standing. Not for praise, not for recognition, but because quitting would betray everything he's endured to get here. There's a certain kind of peace that comes from knowing your demons, not running from them, not denying them, but sitting with them in silence and saying, "I see you, but you don't control me anymore." That's the real victory, not dominance, not status, but mastery, mastery of the self. He learned to walk slower, to breathe deeper, to speak less and listen more. Because sometimes the strongest man in the room is the one who says nothing at all. He thinks of the world, of how easy it is to lose yourself in noise. Everyone's shouting their opinions, chasing validation, building identities from fragments of approval. But a Stoic man, he's different. He doesn't chase the echo. He listens for the truth in the silence between sounds. He's learned that most people fight to be seen, but the wise fight to see themselves. That's why the unseen battle is sacred. It's the place where the real work happens, away from applause, away from validation. Years pass, and he changes quietly, not through grand revelations, but through small acts of discipline. Getting up when he doesn't want to. Apologizing when his pride resists. Letting go when his heart still clings. He realizes the hardest wars are the ones no one claps for. The mornings when he resists comfort. The nights when he chooses peace over reaction. The days when he carries pain without showing it. And in those silent victories, he builds something unshakable, a soul no chaos can break. One morning, while the sun breaks over the horizon, he feels it, that stillness inside. The storm is still there, but it doesn't rule him anymore. He walks through life like a calm warrior, scarred but centered, unshaken by praise, untouched by insult. He has found peace not because the battle ended, but because he learned how to fight it wisely. That's when he finally understands the meaning of Aurelius's words. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The battle was never against the world. It was against the chaos inside him. The doubts, the fears, the ego, the noise. And when he mastered that, the world could no longer move him. He no longer seeks to win. He seeks to understand. He no longer needs to prove. He simply is. That's the quiet reward of the unseen battle. You come out not harder, but clearer. Not colder, but calmer. Not invincible, but deeply at peace with your fragility. Because real strength isn't about building walls. It's about walking through fire and remaining soft. And so he walks, still fighting, still learning, still falling and rising again. But now with a serenity that no noise can touch. Because he's learned the truth that every Stoic man eventually discovers. The greatest wars are not fought with weapons, but with awareness. And victory isn't about conquest, it's about peace. So when you see him quiet, steady, unmoved, don't mistake it for weakness. It's the silence of a man who's fought the wars within, and finally won the right to rest in his own mind. Final words. The unseen battle never ends, it only changes form. But with every inner war you endure, you polish the soul into something unbreakable. And in that quiet victory, you discover the ultimate freedom. To remain kind, calm, and unshaken, no matter how loud the world becomes. Handle this as the unseen battle, and the bravest thing you'll ever do, is fight it well.